What's up guys, Mr. TF Prime once again, and today I'm bringing you a very special review. This is a review of the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Deluxe Nemesis Prime. Now, if you're not familiar with this figure, this mold here is Nemesis Prime now, and originally it was this figure. It's pretty much the same one, just now someone repainted it for me, and that person is William Manning. So the links you are seeing right now are to his Facebook page and to his YouTube, and I'm going to have them up there throughout the entire review. But now, getting onto the figure here, I asked him to do a custom repaint. He does all kinds of them. He does remoldings, repaintings. He really does excellent work. I really can't recommend it enough. But now getting onto Nemesis Prime here, you're probably curious why I asked him to repaint this mold into Nemesis Prime. Well, before the first editions were re-released into Toys R Us, I asked him to do this. So he was probably already halfway through the project before they were released, so now I got this one. But I originally didn't enjoy this mold. A lot of things about it I now enjoy with the repaint here, because he really touched up on a lot of things that I found faulty with the original paint job. But again guys, this is the RID mold. This is not a retail version. This is a custom that someone has done for me. I mean, he just really did excellent work. He got scratched off and buffed out the Autobot symbol. He really kind of, it looks like he just roughed up the bumper here and the grill and everything. Really just made him look dark, the way I really imagined Nemesis Prime to be. Now originally there was an Autobot logo up here. He got rid of that, and he didn't put any Decepticon stickers on here, or labels, or painted it on whatsoever. Which I originally wanted, but now that I have it in hand, I kind of prefer it without. But if I do want them on there, I do have repo label stickers that I could add on here. Now, he painted the tail lights for me. Really nice touch, something that the original RID didn't have. He really just did the whole thing black again. All the grays on here are a much darker gray now. As to where this should have been red on this figure, he now made it all black in according with the rest of it, as well as smokestacks. I mean, really phenomenal job. Even the windshield is darker, and he repainted the headlights for me, just giving Nemesis Prime a really nice and dark look. Now, there were original weapons that came with the Prime figures, but I do not have my Optimus ones out at the moment. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere in storage. But here are repaints of certain ones he's done for me. Now, the weapons are still not too great, but thinking that Nemesis Prime of his own type of figure and mold, I kind of enjoyed this weapon more. He just repainted this. It may be coming off on camera as being the same kind of gray that the original sword that came with Prime was, but he actually repainted it a very nice shiny silver, black and red to match with the figure. Here's Starscream's original Powerizer weapon. Now, even though I don't like the Powerizer gimmicks or weapons at all, he really just kind of gave this a nice little dark look. So now I can incorporate this as some kind of Nemesis gun, and if I want to as well, which I'll get into when we do robot mode, I can put this like this and kind of make this like a really demonic Nemesis Prime looking sword. Really, really cool. I love this about the figure. Now, we'll take these guys and put them in respective robot modes. And then now here's where the figure really shines and is really brought out. Now, on here, the RID version, my main issues is that up here, this little gray paneling was supposed to be originally red, as well as the forearms here. These are translucent blue plastic that we were given because of the whole Powerizer gimmick, as well as the chest was a very light blue color along with that. Now I really don't have that issue anymore because he added that and made that black under here. And he really did a solid job at making these forearms now look absolutely like one piece, as if there's no translucent plastic at all. Now, of course, we still have the peg holes. That is not something I specifically asked for, but that's my own darn fault. He did an absolutely gorgeous job on the head sculpt here. Nice painted red eyes. And if you're looking up here and you see a little red in the shoulders here, that's not a mistake that he made. That is something I specifically asked for when I sent him the pictures of what I wanted. Now, really awesome job. There's no effect to the transformation. Nothing is faulty because of the paint, or nothing's too hard or tough now. If anything, it's better. But my only issues that I have with this mold still is the factor of the inaccurate look to the backpack here, which has nothing to do with the work that he did with the paint job. And of course, the improper chest molding here. But that's just Hasbro's, kind of deal here. Now, I still think this is an awesome looking repaint. So I might not even ask him to repaint a first edition for me. Though the first edition is really my preferred mold. Now, bringing in these weapons here, again, like I said, this is a type of a little gimmick look I just prefer. if you guys have ever played the game Devil May Cry, which is a fairly old game, this just kind of reminds me of just kind of like a demonic, very heavy sword now. Now, of course, this is the Powerizer weapon with the original sword that comes with the figure, but I personally just think this looks incredible. Of course, this figure has the same posability as the original Optimus Prime, but it just gives him that little oomph right now with this weapon attachment here. But again, you can unpeg this, and you could place it either in his forearm or, as I like to do, in his hand. And again, I really know that this isn't a preferred mold by people, but I'm just doing this to kind of show you the work he did, which is really excellent. I like how the beat up kind of look here in the abdomen is. Really just gives that grunge kind of Nemesis Prime look that we got from the series, even though the paint isn't really what he was in the Transformers Prime show. Now guys, like I said, he's very good at what he does. I highly recommend him. His name is, again, William Manning. You should probably see his name on the screen somewhere right now, recommending his Facebook page where you can message him to ask him about any kind of work that he could do for you. You can also subscribe to his channel, which is Mr. Boogeyman 1973. He has tons of videos up there of all kinds of work that he's done. There's recent ones that I've seen. He's done the Hand of Solus Prime, even though it's not the Hand of Solus Prime. It's just from the episode where he uses the Forge of Solus Prime, and he recreates that arm to put on his Voyager RID Megatron, which turned out absolutely fantastic. Now, as far as my knowledge goes, that was kind of like a one-time thing for him. I don't know if he will be doing that again, but ask him and find out. Because, guys, he really does awesome work. He also did work for Drum the Blues. He repainted this mold into an Ultra Magnus and gave him a custom arm. And that was kind of like a little surprise thing that he did for him, as far as my knowledge goes. But again, guys, really brought out this figure. I actually enjoy this mold now with the new paint scheme on it. Fantastic job. Can't recommend it enough. So go over right now, click on the links, ask him what he can do for you. Once again, this is Mr. TF Prime, and I want to thank you for watching.